family and friends bid farewell to late City of Johannesburg Mayor Jolidee Matongo. Then they've described him as a loving family man and an outstanding and trusted friend. In a moving speech read on her behalf, his wife thanked him for being a supportive partner since the beginning of their courtship. Matongo died in a car crash on the Golden Highway near Lenasia.
Never in a million years would I have thought that I would be in this position. It is a very bitter pill to swallow. Papa Joel, we met whilst I was still in high school. I was a member of a school choir, and whenever we participated in competitions, you would consistently show up for our performances. I only learned later in our courtship that you only subjected yourself through what I imagined would have been a dreadful performances just to see my face. My birthday and our anniversary will never be the same again, because you always ensured that these days were celebrated and given the prominence they deserve. On our wedding, you said, we are selling our freedom on Freedom Day. Ah, Papa Joel, I am grateful for the love you have given me and our son. You are truly a unique breed.
And to talk more on this, we're joined by the MMC for Finance in the City of Johannesburg, Mayor Matshidiso Mfikoe. Good evening to you, and thank you so much for your time this evening. I know we're going to be, reflecting on something that's really touched you quite deeply. But as they say, ka Sesotho, we do celebrate even at a time like this. It's Heritage Day. Ako ipo ke o re bolelle hore Mme Mfikoe ke mang?
Mme Mfikoe ke moradi wa Bathakola, Banko e motope, e ntsho, ngwana tlou.
Thank you so much for that, Mme Mfikoe. I know that as we speak tonight, when one really looks back at that particular day, I mean, 1 minute we see the mayor, he's campaigning with the president, the premier and other principals, and then the next thing we hear of his said passing. Fast forward, we see wreath-laying events, we see the funeral today. But for you, all of this is happening against the backdrop of losing somebody you called a friend and a brother. Tell us, how are you holding up?
Look, laying him to rest actually made it seem like it's true. It's still very difficult to believe that we actually laid him to rest. When we passed the grave, as we were leaving, I actually asked the speaker, and I said to her, I don't believe we are leaving Jules here. It is really where we are leaving Jules. It's very unbelievable, and it's painful. And I guess we have to live with the memories that we created with him, that he created with us. Being the kind of happy person, the jovial, jolly that we all knew, a student of note, a teacher also to some of us. But look, we had personal relationships. I didn't meet Jolly at work. I didn't know him at work. We met at work as part of our extension of the relationship that we had. But look, we've engaged outside work, and we've had our own ups and downs, our loves, our fighting like siblings would, but his death is really leaving me with a question mark that says, did we really lose him? Were we really ready to lose him? It's very, very painful, I must tell you.
I can't even begin to imagine. But, I kept hearing everybody referring to him as Jules, and you've just also spoken about Jules as well. I wonder if that nickname comes from his jolly nature, because some of the videos I've seen on social media are a Jolidee that we've never seen before, dancing and really becoming the life of wherever he was.
No, look, I knew that he loves dancing. We've been to 1 or 2 places where he's literally taken to the dance floor. He is a jolly good fellow. Look, and Jules also comes from the fact that his name is Jolidee. I called him Boss Jolly. Then when we were having fun and sitting there being us, relatively young people then would call him Jols because he would be like the center of attraction in terms of speaking, in terms of having fun, including dancing, but then he's Jols. You just get into the mood when he is in that mood, and all of us become jolly good fellows, but he was a very lively person, people that did not express that part of him really missed quite a lot of that part of him being a jolly good fellow.
Especially because in public, he looked like he was shy. I mean, when I saw some of the videos, I found it difficult to, reconcile the mayor that we see being serious, delivering and telling us about the city's budgets, and then at the same time, I'm seeing him take to the dance floor. Was he as shy as we thought he was?
Look, I don't think he was a shy person. He knew how to navigate himself within different situations that he found himself to be in. When we were working, I called him EM because we were working. When we were sitting being Dolly and his friends, I called him Boss Dolly, or I called him Giles. So what is important is our ability to differentiate the different roles and responsibilities that we had to play. There was a time to play, we played. There was a time to serve the residents of Johannesburg. We had to take that responsibility. The rest to their part, behave like that, become serious in attending to issues that are affecting residents of Johannesburg. Then sort that out, get behind closed doors, become TD that is relaxed, become Jolie that is relaxed. We had common friends. We would have had the regional secretary also. We do when we're at the RC, that becomes the regional secretary. When we leave, we need to have a cup of coffee. We can't take politics to a restaurant. At a restaurant, it's for you to have fun. But coming to a meeting of the ANC, that is our senior, is our boss. We listen to the instructions that he gives us. Equally so with Jolie. The executive mayor is speaking to the MMC for finance. The MMC for finance must listen and advise the executive mayor with a suit and a tie, with stockings and a heel, But once that is done, take off the stockings, take off the heel, wear your jean, hit the dance floor with the executive mayor. All is good, So what is important is us being in a position to balance the types of responsibilities that we had to do at that time. So he was not a very serious person. Come to work, he was not compromising. Do the job, do what needs to be done to the service of your community, then report that you've done what you were requested to do. Then you can have your me time.
Talk to us about that moment when you received the phone call about what exactly had happened to him.
I was saying to somebody, if I did not go mad that day, that Saturday at exactly 7:10, I will never be mad anymore. We were working, you would know. The last meeting that we had with the communities of Soweto Kotogoza Park, me, him, MMC for social development, and the premier. Literally, 6:30, we leave that place. Then at around 7:10, the protectors call. And it was 3 words that will always ring in my mind. Mayor, accident, that road, I actually live in Golden Highway. And I'm like, whoa, just wait a bit. Golden Highway, what is happening? Mayor, accident, MMC, Golden Highway. MMC, Golden Highway. Where in Golden Highway? BP. And I'm like, BP, there are 2 BP garages there. Then I drove. I was driving myself. I drove literally like a maniac. And our listeners, our viewers must really forgive me, because I needed to get to that place. As I was approaching that big traffic sign between the BP garage, I could see emergency cars. I could see DMPD all over the road. And the first thing that I wanted to know when I arrived, they were, where is Jolie? That's the first thing that I asked. Where is Jolie? That nobody can tell me where is Jolie. I went to the paramedics. Where is? And I looked at the car and I was like, this looks like Jolie's car, but it is not Jolie's car. Where? Please tell me where is Jolie. You know. And momentarily, I think I lost my mind because then I couldn't reconcile this wreck of a car and a possibility that Jolie was in that car. Up until I said, then they said to me, MMC, please come down. You know, paramedics, come down, please, come down, please. And I said to them, don't tell me to come down. You must just show me where Jolie is. That's all. What I want to know now is where is Jolie. That's the only thing that I want to know. Then they took me to the car. They said, here he is. When he went home, he was wearing a yellow ANC regalia thing. And I said, it's not him. Jolie was wearing yellow clothes. Tell me where is Jolie. That person that is in that car is not Jolie. You know, I literally forced them to open that car 3 times up until MMC Moerane arrived. You know, and he said to me, let's go look. Then he went to look and he came back and he said, it's him. And I still said to Mpompo, I said, Jolie. Jolie na pre rapporta ANC. Ba mo tlhobeletseng rapporta ANC. Why ba mo tlhobotse? I had forgotten. Then he said to me when he left, hey, Mzala, I'm leaving. I'm going to KZN. So clearly he passed by home, got a change of clothes, then hit the, and it was not, he didn't stay even at home, you know. So, and I still have that vision of that wreckage, you know, and it doesn't make sense. Then the live helicopters came to take his drivers. There I literally collapsed because, and somebody says to me, no, they are okay. They are just rushing them to a hospital. And I said, no, nobody's taken to hospital with a helicopter and you are saying they are okay. That doesn't happen to anybody. If they are okay, they must go by ambulance. Why are they being airlifted to hospital? So I had the 2 guys that I needed to understand why they're being airlifted, and I had to get this thing that says in that wreckage of a car, my friend, my brother is in it. You know, it's still shocking. In fact, as I'm talking to you now, I'm getting chills on my body because I don't know. Look, we buried him today. But talking about this thing makes it so alive again. You know, it makes it alive. It's Saturday now. This time I was there at Golden Highway, you know, still waiting, still phoning, still people phoning, wanting to know, is it true, is it not? At a point, I think I just threw my phone on the bushes there because I couldn't take, is it true? Have you heard? We were with him. What did he say? I couldn't take those questions anymore, you know. But this time last week, we were standing at the spot where Jolie's life literally gone, you know.
MMC, you know, as you describe that scene, I'm also getting the same chills that you really got. I mean, I cannot even begin to imagine, you know, what you're going through. But another person that, you know, clearly has suffered a huge loss here is his wife. And even in the tribute, it was so clear the deep love that they shared for each other. Talk to us about how she's doing.
Look, I think she's much better. But you know, the real funeral happens after the burial, when all of us are not there, when it's now her bedroom and her children and a few families. She looked a bit strong, but having experienced a death of a loved one, I know that tomorrow, then it's going to hit her. We tried to be there for her, just to say we are in this together. You know, she has lost, look, they loved each other. For me, they were a model couple, they were a perfect couple, and they were there together. They every time I was with Jolie, he would speak about his wife, you know, even calling her. And in the few interactions, get-togethers that I've been with them as a couple, have been a couple of a young couple that is very much in love, that is prepared to do this life thing together. So it's going to be a huge adjustment for her. You know, she's going to need us to be there. We are not going to replace her husband. nobody will replace her husband, but she will get comfort in knowing that these people who are friends to my husband are there trying to walk with her through the pain, through the mourning. We are not going to take the pain away, but at least we must be there to give her support, because I know you would have lost a loved one the week of preparing the funeral. Everybody's in and out of the home. But once you've done with the burial, it is you and the walls and the kids and the wardrobes. Her husband, it's her and the bedroom, where she used to share their good moments together with the husband. She's not going to be there. So she is indeed going to need our support. She is going to need all the love that we could give her. It's not going to be Jolie's love, but we must be there for her, so that she is indeed going to be lonely, but we must at least manage to make it give her a certain amount of comfort, so that she's able to live, taking one day at a time, 1 minute at a time. It's a huge adjustment, But look, when I'm in my house now, I just came through because of your interview. She was much better, so I'll go see her again tomorrow.
Right.
But as I'm saying, she's going to need all of us there, at least in the few months that are coming, up until we feel that she can now stand on her own and speak about her husband without crying, but she's all for our love.
Mfikoe, thank you so much for your time this evening and those reflections and beautiful memories that you've just shared of your friend, and condolences to you as well, because this is somebody who was really close to you, and we certainly hope that you do get better with time. Thank you so much for your time this evening. That was Matshidiso Mfikoe, who's the Johannesburg's MMC for finance.